What's going on, you guys? Coach Aubrey here. If you have been on this journey for some time where you're trying to better yourself, maybe you're trying to get your mind right, trying to get your body in check, chances are you have gone through phases where you've fallen off track. Hell, maybe you've just gone off the rails. I don't know. But the thing is, there are behaviors that lead up to falling off track. And there are especially behaviors that lead us to going completely off the rails. But they're so subtle that most of us don't notice them. We overlook them. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 signs that you are going off the rails. And what I'm also going to do is follow those up by giving you 5 solutions to help rewire or essentially rewind these patterns, so that way you start going in the right direction and you catch them before they take you off track. The first sign that you're starting to slip up might be your nutrition. In the beginning, you were measuring all your food. Now, maybe you're skipping the scale. When was the last time you measured what you were actually eating? And on top of that, are you logging? Logging food is essential to know where you're at with your macros throughout the day. And it's amazing how many things we'll actually put in our mouths without realizing it if we don't log our food. The second area we might be slipping up in is our workouts. So remember what helped you in the beginning. That's probably going to help you again. Did you have a training plan you were sticking to? And are you still sticking to that training plan? Did you log your numbers? If so, are you still logging your numbers? All those things that helped you in the beginning are going to continue to get you to the next level. You have to build on those, not take them out. So tighten up your training. Are you sticking to the same schedule each week? Or are you getting bored and kind of bopping around? Let's get to the solution here. And as much as I hate to say it, when you start cutting corners in other areas in life, like pulling out the dry shampoo instead of just going and washing your hair and doing a good job, it's really easy to start skipping corners in important areas in our lives. So pay attention to that. Are you starting to roll out of bed just a little bit later? Are you using the dry shampoo? Are you not really keeping up with yourself like you normally would? Are you not getting up early and making your to-do list for the day? What are those little things that you did in the beginning that mattered? Even a gratitude list. That alone, it takes about 30 seconds and it makes your whole day different. So don't overlook those small things that worked in the beginning. To be clear, point number 3 is when you start cutting corners in other areas in life, that is a sign that you're probably about to start cutting corners in your training and nutrition. On to point 4. This is a good one. The next 2 points, last 2 points, both have to do with self-awareness and with other people. So the first one is when you start to hear yourself complaining about the process. That's a red flag. So you're with your friends, you're hanging out, someone says, "Oh, let's go out tonight." And then you go, "Oh, I can't. I still have to go to the gym. Oh." Don't do it. Don't do it. That's number 4. You'll catch yourself complaining. And number 5, like I said, it has to do with people. When you start judging other people a lot, that's a red flag. If you're kind of picking apart your friends or maybe even celebrities online, you're starting to cut them down a little bit. That is the 5th sign I'm going to talk about today that you're falling off track. So we've got our 5 signs that we're falling off track. Now what are we going to do? Well, now that we have them in the forefront of our mind, we can begin to rewire these. So in other words, we can begin to practice the opposite of them to pull ourselves out of the hole before we get too far in. First off, food. So you've stopped logging your food. You might have stopped measuring your food. Let's take it back to the basics. Just log your food. Just logging your food alone will change your behavior. So before you feel like you need to take drastic measures to move macros around or have some extreme change in your diet, just log your food. Don't even try to change your behavior. Just logging the food alone is going to change your behavior. So that's going to be step 1. If you're already doing that, you might need to get back to measuring. Go ahead, be picky again. Do the things that you were doing in the beginning that got you the results. Same thing with logging your training. So you go into the gym, you're training hard, you might have a bad day and you might be weaker without even realizing it. But if you look at that logbook, the numbers don't lie. So if you wrote the numbers down last week, you know you passed those numbers last week, then you know what you need to do today. So log your numbers religiously. Log them religiously. Also, sometimes you just need to switch up your training. Maybe you get bored. If you're 10, 12 plus weeks into your training, throw in some new exercises. Make it feel new again. See how that works. And if that doesn't work, maybe change up your training entirely. Get a whole new routine going so it feels fresh. Now, of course, training and nutrition is absolutely essential if we're going to be staying on top of our physical goals. But as we all know, there's plenty of other areas in life. And once we start to slip in other areas that are important to us, it's really easy to start slipping up on our training and nutrition. Therefore, sometimes the training and nutrition is like the second, third, maybe even the last thing to start slipping up for us. Who are we hanging out with? Who are we spending our time with? How are we spending our time? These are the things that we have to think about. And if we're starting to ease up on our expectations in other areas of our lives, then chances are we're starting to ease up on our training and nutrition as well. So one example is people. When we first started this journey, we probably got some kickback from people. People started picking on us, or maybe they didn't understand us, they didn't support us. And what we did is we didn't spend a whole lot of time with those people. So you got to ask yourself, what type of people are you around? Are you around the people who are pushing you more into who you want to be? Or are you with the people who are kind of keeping you where you're at, or maybe even pushing you backwards? Same thing with places. Where are you spending your time? Are you spending as much time in the gym as you were? Are you going places that are spurring your growth? Or are you wasting your time on the couch watching TV? And what are you doing with your time? People, places, and things. What are you doing with your time? Are you active? Are you getting more energy? Or are you filling yourself with negativity? Are you not in motion? Therefore, you're tending to stay not in motion. Whatever is getting you off track, even if it's in an area that doesn't have to do with training or nutrition, go ahead and get that back in check. And as far as point number 4, as soon as you start to feel yourself complaining and you catch it and you notice that you said something that you don't want to feel, go ahead and out loud reverse that narrative. So maybe you caught yourself saying to a friend, "Ugh, it's time for me to go work out. I don't feel like going." Catch it. Catch it. And then say, "What am I talking about? I can't wait to go to the gym. This is my favorite part of the day." Or maybe it has to do with nutrition. You know, maybe you've got friends that are sitting around drinking. Drinking's not on your diet plan. So maybe you're saying, "Oh, well, you guys enjoy." No, don't say that. Don't say that. Say, "I am so happy that I don't have to drink that to make me feel good. Man, I have a good life today." Really watch the narrative you're telling yourself. Now, this last point can be a little tricky because it can look like simple, innocent gossip, or maybe just being entertained by famous people who are acting the fool online. But be really careful when you start judging people, because that usually means that you're keeping yourself in a pretty small bubble. If you're not going after your dreams, if you're not taking risks, if you're not getting uncomfortable, then chances are it makes you really uncomfortable when other people are. So when you start judging people, that's a really good sign that you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. So as soon as you catch yourself judging someone, don't only stop judging them. Don't only stop yourself from talking about them. Take it one step further. Find what you need to do to get outside of your comfort zone. With that, I think I've preached enough for today. So hope you guys got value from this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.